Hi, my name is Mikaela Hoover. I play Chopper in One Piece, and you're watching Get Wreck with Straw Hat Goofy.
Wake up, Juju. Time to go to work. All right, can we talk about wake up, I get it, I get it, wake up, I get it, I go with everyone saying I'm up next. It's not my fault that the vocals are gold, they're making the haters so upset. My life is a movie, the way that I roll. They saying I'm goofy, but baby, you know I'm making everybody upset. Cause we the best, how we get wrecked, and I know we gonna get wrecked, we gonna get wrecked. We gonna get wrecked, we gonna get wrecked. We gonna get wrecked, we gonna get wrecked.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Juju Green, aka Straw Hat Goofy, your movie guy, but you guys already know what it is. Straw Hat Goofy is a One Piece reference, and we're here talking to the one and only Tony Chopper, Mikaela Hoover at One Piece into the Grand Line. Thank you for coming through.
I am so honored that you wanted me on this. This is so exciting.
I'm gonna want you on this. Come on, like I'm just happy that you were able to grace us with your presence.
Thank you so
like,
much.
You are so sweet. You're like one of the sweetest people.
Oh, thank you.
Which is like, and I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna be 100% transparent with you. Mm-hmm. For someone who looks like you.
Oh, what are you talking about?
To be so like kind and also a little self-conscious and you're so self-conscious. It's ridiculous. And I'm like, you have nothing to worry about,
nice.
Which is like pretty good because I'm like, that shows that yes, even attractive people can have a little self-doubt.
So nice. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I'm flushing. I'm like, stop.
It was such a breath of fresh air to like actually meet you for the first time. And
thank you.
So I want to tell our viewers and our listeners this.
Yes.
So I DM'd you to be on this show.
I was so excited.
And it's so because I know you're like super busy and like you know you work with like James Gunn.
Oh, and so fancy.
You're so fancy. I was like, she'll get to me when she gets to me. Hopefully, we'll see. And then you were already like in the middle of like DMing me.
Yeah, trying.
Like, you know, saying
I was like, can I please be on your show? I'm a fan.
And you were like, oh my God, you already messaged me. Sure. Yeah, yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy that we actually got to
Thank you so much.
meet online and then meet in person. And I was like, wow.
I know, and we met at the premiere.
We met at the premiere for the first time.
That was
it's
cool.
Just so natural. You and I are peas in a pod. I know this. Seriously.
Yeah, for real.
And like, I just got to say this. Your portrayal, because I've watched all of season 2, and this is like going to come out after season 2 has already dropped, so we can talk full spoilers here.
Oh, we can. Okay,
yes, we
great.
can.
Okay.
Chopper is such a delight. You do so freaking well with the character of Chopper, which, as I understand, like you did not have a lot of prior knowledge to the One Piece world before taking on the role.
No, I'm gonna get so many haters for this. I'm sure for saying that.
You
but
shouldn't hate. You shouldn't hate.
Please go easy on me, guys.
If anybody hates, just remember Oda chose her, guys.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Oda, like the goat, Oda chose you. So
thank you.
That's you can always fall back on that.
Okay.
So yeah, don't even worry about the haters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I got the initial call to audition, and I was so busy at the time. I was filming another show, and so.
What's that other show?
That other show is Beef, season 2.
Beef season 2.
Which I'm so excited about. So I was filming another show, and, you know, my agent said, you know, they want you to audition. It's 3 episodes on a Netflix series, and it's facial capture and your voice. And I was overwhelmed. There was other things going on, and I passed, which I can't believe it now. I'm like, who passes on this? And then a week later, my agent called me again, and she said, hey, casting asked for you specifically. Will you take a look? And I think, you know, another reason I passed was I had been, since Guardians, I had been trying to do voiceover auditions for 2 years.
Really?
And not even getting callbacks, not even getting like nothing, like no. So I was like, why am I going to do another audition where I'm not getting, you know, I just had kind of a.
It's like, why try it?
Yeah, I was like, and she's like, casting us for you specifically, take a look at the sides. And I looked at the sides, and I'll never forget it because I read this, and the sides are like what you're auditioning for. So I read, you know, I think it was like 7 pages of dialogue.
Okay.
And I read it, and I've never in my life gone, I'm so like this. I was like, felt so connected to him, and so I was like excited again about acting, and there was it brought up this part of me, that this childlike, part of me that I have, that everyone says that I have, that I was like, oh, I can put it into this character. And the breakdown was that he was this ugly forest creature who had been picked on his whole life, and he was shot at. And so in my mind, I can't say what the code name was because it's gonna throw everything off, but in my mind and with the code name, I thought it was this slimy, green, one-eyed little character that was like literally
like
grotesque.
A literal monster.
A real monster. And that's what I thought he was. And I was like, this is great because I get to play a monster.
So you got attracted to a character that in your mind was completely different than what?
Not cute at all.
Oh my God.
He is a monster who has been an outcast his whole life because of how he looks, and picked on and bullied, and he just so badly wants to be loved.
Right.
And because he looks the way that he does, nobody's giving him a chance. And so I auditioned for it. And it was the most fun I've ever had with any audition. I was like playing around and doing all these. I was just like, I love him. He's so precious. And then my agent called me a week later, and she said, producers want to see you. And I was like, this is great. I'm so excited. Which again, I thought it was 3 episodes on a new Netflix series that I'm playing this little monster. And when I went to producers, I had the physicality of being hunched over. I had one eye shut.
Oh, wow. So you played the monster that was in your head. Hi, I'm Tony Chopper.
I was really playing him as a monster. And they were like, you don't have to get so physical with it. You don't have, because I don't know if they knew that I didn't, I guess it had been around town that they had been looking for Chopper for a long time. But because I'm not plugged into that world, I had no idea. So I think most people that auditioned for him knew that they were auditioning for Chopper.
There was like a pre-existing knowledge.
Yeah, and I think that I might have been one of the only people where it worked to my benefit because I never knew Chopper was cute. And Chopper doesn't think he's cute.
No.
So
he calls himself a monster. Yeah.
Yes. And I really thought that. So thank you, casting, and to the producers for not letting me know what it was. And then I did the audition, and one of the producers was teary-eyed, and he goes, people are going to love Chopper so much. And I was like, what? Who's Chopper? Because that's not... Right,
because it wasn't the code name.
That wasn't... I had no idea, and then...
Now I really want to know this code name.
Yeah, I'll tell you after. And then a few days later, I was driving, and hands-free. I didn't answer it, but didn't pick up.
We're
but
safe here.
My agent called me, and when they say, like, we have all of the agents on, it's something.
Yeah.
And they said you booked it, and I started, I again didn't know what it was. Started sobbing. I had to pull over on Laurel Canyon, and I kept going, shut up, no, this isn't real, this isn't my real life, are you sure? Wait, are you sure? And again, I thought it was only 3 episodes, but I just loved him. And there was this, like, I think I, like, intuitively knew it was something that was gonna really be huge.
It's a huge role.
And I called, they said it's for the show One Piece, and I'd heard of One Piece, but I had no idea how.
You hadn't met me yet.
I hadn't met you. I hadn't met the fans. I had no idea yet. And every time I booked something for the last, 18, 19 years, I called my buddy James and let him know what it is. And I called him, and I said, and I'm sobbing, and I'm like, it's for this show called One Piece, and I just love this character, Chopper. And he goes, your life just changed. And I was like, huh?
Yeah.
But he knew that it was, a really, I mean, it was so magical. Like that moment, I wish I could replay every day because I've never been so excited for anything.
That's like the Hollywood story right there. Like,
I didn't know what it was for. I just knew I loved this character.
Right. Little did you know you're going to be playing that character for a while.
Please God. Yeah. I mean, I yeah, it was absolutely magical. And then right after, they threw me into Dude to Doom, and I didn't know much about him at all. Like
Wait,
I
is
had
this where you learned what he looked like?
I learned when I got home, I Googled him, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. What?
Why do people
I thought
hate
he was.
him?
Why was I like hunched over and like trying to be this gritty, like, leave me alone, trying to like. But I guess that is. I mean, that's who I made, Chopper. I made him, and we're not based off the anime.
Yes.
I remember saying to the producer, should I watch all of the anime? And they were like, we love your interpretation of Chopper and what you're doing, and we think that you should just keep doing that. I'm such a little sponge that if I watch something, or if I'll be like, wait, I kind of want to play it more like that, or, And so I think that it helped me probably not watching, because I just did my own thing.
It allowed you to kind of like, again, like put in your own twist. And that's what got you the role at the end of the day.
Yeah,
right?
and I just needed to believe and trust it. And I also think, I was thinking about this, is I think not knowing how massive it was helped me, because I think if I would have known,
the pressure would have been crazy.
I think I would have gotten in my head and like...
Especially if you would have watched it, and then it would have like definitely informed a lot of decisions you made during that audition.
Yeah, for sure. And even playing him after, like I'm glad that going into it, I got to play him and develop him without knowing how massive he was, and like trying to. I just feel like I just embodied him instead of trying.
You got to the soul of the character a lot faster.
Yes.
I like that. Like, and I feel like, when it comes to this live action, just period, a lot of people ask me, should I watch the anime or should I watch the live action first? First, I think it's really like insane to ask someone to watch 1,170 episodes.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. There's like, it's like pushing 1,200 episodes now. I'm not going to ask you to do that and then watch 8 episodes of the first season. That just sounds insane. But I feel like the live action does a really great job of capturing the vibe, the tone, just the world, the ideas, in that awesome 8-episode span in that first season. Now 16 episodes with season 2 at the time of this recording. So I tell people, watch the live action first. Go in blind.
Oh, that's cool.
I tell people to do that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do. Because it's like, you want to get hit with... If you're asking why are people so in love with this story, the first 2 seasons now... you're gonna get that vibe like immediately.
Love that. Yes.
Then you can go back understanding like the feeling and the world, and you get that and more with the anime. So what you did with like Chopper, you got to the soul of the character, you went in blind, and now you're being introduced to like the scope and scale of like what's in front of you versus like going in with all this pre-existing knowledge. Because in my opinion, whenever you read something like on a page first. Especially when like it's like book to like novel to movie adaptation, you have all these expectations of this is what they should do. If they don't do this, I'm going to be disappointed. And you have all this thing built up in your mind, and nothing's going to match up with what you built up in your mind.
I agree, ever.
It's a big reason why I don't, like, because of Harry Potter, I don't read books before I go see a movie if I know the movie's happening. I don't. I just saw Project Hail Mary. I watched the movie first, and now I'm going to read the book because I'd rather fill in the gaps with the things that wasn't what I enjoyed already.
I agree with you because because your expectations are so high. And nothing is more powerful than your imagination when you're reading something. Yeah. So it's never going to meet that expectation.
Exactly. So when you, like, I remember when I first heard you as Chopper, it was that awesome video that Netflix put out. It was the To-Doom video. Well, yeah, no. So To-Doom was the first time I heard you. But the video that I'm referring to, this is the second time that I heard you. And that's where they showed like all the dubs of all like the languages.
Yeah.
But you were the first one.
Oh, yeah.
And are you okay? There's a reaction out there of me reacting to you.
Really?
I posted a reaction. Hold on, I'm gonna find this right now. I'm gonna find it on my phone right now. And I literally go, it's Chopper. Like, you can literally see me like tearing up. I'm gonna find this right now while I'm talking. But that's literally how I felt, because I said this captures Chopper so well. He is soft, he is caring, he is kind. He's a child. And we talked a little bit about this while we were at the after party. Yeah. Chopper is the young one on the crew who's learning to become a man.
Yeah.
And there's a moment in the last episode, it's one of the last moments in the entirety of season 2, where Zoro picks up Chopper and puts him on his shoulder. And there's a big brother, little brother relationship there. And some of my favorite moments in One Piece is when the crew is interacting. And one of my favorites of those is Zoro telling Chopper to either man up or to stop his belly aching, or like Zoro like looking up to Chopper looking up to Zoro and calling him so cool and things of that sort.
And he looks up to him so much that he's like, oh, okay, like gets
I'll do
it together.
Like,
yeah,
I'll do it. This
wants...
is what a man is.
Yeah.
You know, and like so this is like a I don't know if you're familiar with the One Piece cover stories.
No.
Okay, so Oda does this thing with every chapter of One Piece. He does a cover story. Sometimes these cover stories last for like multiple stories, and it's one little self-contained story in and of themselves. It's like a way for him to flesh out certain characters and what they're doing outside of what's happening
I will
right
get
there.
myself familiar with this.
The cover stories are great.
Crazy that I don't.
One cover story that he did, it was Sanji and it was Sanji and Zoro, and they had just knocked each other out. Like they were both like on the ground, and like they got bumps on their head, but they're having like these dreams of like, you know, it shows their little dream bubble. And Sanji's dream bubble, Zoro is the one on the ground with Sanji lifting up his head, like, yeah, and Nami's all over him, like, oh, Sanji-kun, like, you're so great. In Zoro's thought bubble, he's lifting his hand victorious with Sanji on the ground, but it's Chopper cheering him on.
Wait, what?
That's Zoro's, like, dream.
That's so sweet.
And that's what we're getting, this is what we're talking about, this is what we're getting into here, right? That's the story of Chopper.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Right? And you captured that in that video with those lines, are you okay?
Are you feeling better? Are you feeling
yes,
better?
Yes. Exactly. You know, say it again.
No. Well, if I'm going to disappoint, I'm sure if I say it, but I think it's like I say, are you feeling better?
That's Chopper!
Like, that's so sweet.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
And so you captured him so well. I think your Chopper was fantastic.
Thank you so
and
much.
I think what we should talk about, what a lot of people don't know, because it hasn't really been put out there, because a lot of people just think you're doing the voice of Chopper.
No.
You're doing the performance capture of Chopper. So when people look at him, that's your face.
Yeah.
That's your performance. Can you, like, talk to us about that? Because I feel like we've been bamboozled a little bit.
Yeah. So there are 2 cameras on me at all times, sometimes 3. And I go in and I you know, sometimes I'm acting off the screen, like the actors, they put them on the big screen for me, and I'm acting off them. And every single thing that you see in Chopper, every blink, every scrunch of his nose, every tear, everything is my face.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So they had me go in for a week and do every facial expression that I could do, like, you know, syllables and do everything. So it was a few days, I would sit in there for a few hours, and they would really kind of record every single movement that I have so that it can be Chopper.
Yeah.
So when I see Chopper, and like when you see the side by side, you're like, oh, I get it. But it's a really hard concept for people to understand.
I mean, I think, like, you know, I think most people, when they hear like motion capture, performance capture, they think of like Avatar. And and even with that, like, people just don't necessarily connect their brains with it unless there was a like behind the scenes thing that shows you that. And I think like James Cameron did a good job with Fire and Ash, showing the side by sides and how they look different. I think, and this is like me just personally talking here, I think Netflix should put out a video that shows those side by sides.
Me too.
To reintroduce
I think they will.
Chopper to people.
Yeah,
right?
that would be cool.
Because I think it's really cool to, like, I think with motion capture, you know, a lot of people would either think definitely think it's animated. And I think it's like a voice acting performance.
Yeah.
And for, like, with someone like me for a long time, before I started, like, truly loving film, like sometimes I would just hear the voice and that was like the end of the character. I was like, oh, this is the voice of the Powerpuff Girls or like this and this and that. But now since I'm like an adult and I love this shit, like I'm like, oh yeah, Tom Kenny is SpongeBob and like he was the mayor and Powerpuff Girls, and like I could pinpoint these voices just off of it. But I also am very well connected to the actor that's giving it. Right?
Yeah.
But with performance capture, it goes way deeper than that because you are informing the character. When Chopper does that little like nose scrunching thing where he's like trying to hold back tears,
I do that in real life.
you know what I'm saying? I see your face. Like,
Yeah.
I see your face. So it's like, not only am I like feeling something for Chopper happening, I'm just marveling at your
That's so
like
nice.
presence in that
you.
moment. So I feel like there should be more people who's acquainted with Michaela is
Thank
Chopper,
you.
right?
Thank
Like
you
I
so
feel like that
much.
should be happening right now.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so proud of him when I watched it, and I know there's gonna be fans who are gonna, I mean there already is, like that are gonna be like, she doesn't sound like Chopper, but I wish they knew it's not just, if you don't like Chopper's voice, I'm not just the voice.
Yeah.
Then you can't like Chopper at all because I'm
Right.
also
That's you.
his face.
That's all of you. I don't like the way he looks.
Yeah. Well,
Have you seen Chopper?
No, no, but yeah, I hope, I hope that people recognize too that I did do my own interpretation and I didn't base it off the anime or
Well, Charitha
anything.
did the same thing. As
Oh,
well.
really?
You know, Charitha wasn't like all that into One Piece when she accepted the role
Oh,
of
I
Miss
didn't know
Wednesday.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I think that's like there's something to be said about someone who's coming in and they're adding like their own thing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, Oda saw something in you guys that he says, this is my character.
Yeah.
And he's also like, I love that Oda is not so guarded about his source material. Not to the point where like he's like you can do anything you want with it, just free reign, whatever. He's like, this is still my shit. But I like that he's able to like take suggestions and take these new elements of his thing and is able to say, I love this. Like, I love this. I'm not going to say who told me this. It's sworn to secrecy. But I have heard stories of Oda receiving parts of a script that adds to things that he's already done in his manga. And he would circle those parts and say, this is great. Love it. Right?
Wow.
And so for you and Charithra to come in not having known much about anything of One Piece and contributing something to it to the point where Oda says, this can be a part of my world. That's all the sign off that you need. And I want to let you know that I see in my comments as well, like, oh, I don't know if I agree with this person, especially with Charithra, who's like a beautiful.
Charithra is incredible in the show too.
Incredible in the show. She
And a
is
great
Vivi
human,
to me.
yes.
Great human, great Vivi. Like, for me, I'm like, that's Vivi.
Completely.
Period.
Oh my god.
Right?
When they see it, I think it will be.
I think it will fall away
They
unless
will
like you're one of those people who like.
What if you're
you
one of
know,
those people?
You shouldn't
then,
be watching One Piece.
But
to
when
begin
you
with.
watch it and you watch her performance, you're just like. I mean, she's so great in it.
She's great. That moment where Igaram explodes. Like I've seen it in the anime. I've read it in the manga. It still hits. Like it's
She did such a good job.
Oh, the in the last episode where all you guys are like partying in the Mary,
On the ship.
and she is like kind of like being like standoffish, but she's staring like, oh, I wish I was like part of this crew. And then Nami and the rest of the crew say, you're one of us. Like, we'll be there for you. And I got choked up because that right there for me is one of my favorite things in the entirety of One Piece is when the Straw Hats affirm their bond with each other and they're that ride or die crew that's like, whatever you're going through, we're going through together. Like, we're going to make this happen. And the way she plays that scene is just so great. It's like this acceptance because she has this wall up throughout the whole movie and the whole show. And the scene where like Luffy gets on top of a dinosaur and he brings her up and she's just kind of like, whoa, like what's going on? And like there's so many high stakes and you're so joyous and the crew is so happy, like how do you guys do this? And for her to finally allow herself to be a part of it, she plays that so damn well. Like, she is a great Vivi.
I gotta say, I love your passion so much.
Thank you.
It's so. I I told you at the premiere, but I do want to say it again to give you your flowers. I think that the reason, I mean, that you're hitting with people so much right now, is that the right hitting with people? Yeah, maybe that's not. Yeah, I think the reason that people are loving you so much is I think that we are coming into an age of people really want to see good, authentic humans, and they're seeing past the BS.
Yep.
And, you can act like you're a good human for so long, but like if you're not, I think people are starting to see.
People will see it.
They're finally starting to see. Even actors, like you're seeing on screen, if it's something that, as an actor, because people talk and if somebody's like a nice person or not, if you've had an interaction with them, but the general public doesn't know. And something that I love about what's happening kind of in Hollywood and around the world right now, I'm hoping, is that people are gravitating towards authenticity. And you're so authentically you, and it's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It means a lot. That means a lot to me because, now you're going to get some Straw Hat Goofy lore. But I used to be like really bullied, like when I was a kid, like a lot.
Who bullies you?
Not much people anymore. It's more like faceless internet people.
Oh yeah.
Like it's now faceless internet people. Before it was just mean kids. You're growing up and kids would just like find ways to just like pick at you and things like that.
I'm so sorry.
But for me, it was really bad because I was I'm very dark skinned and I was very self-conscious about my skin and living in my skin, and kids would say the meanest things like
Where did you grow up?
Compton. So it was like, and it wasn't like I was in this white school or anything. It hurt also that it was like my people that was making fun of me, so I felt like I couldn't turn to like anybody. So I tried to seek things that I was like passionate about that I could connect with people with, because I couldn't connect with a lot of people. And so basketball was like one of the first things that I did. I just started playing basketball so I could have some type of community. Got really good at that. But then the only thing that I can connect with people with is like movies and TV. Like I developed this talent where I can watch something once and I can recite the whole thing back to you. That was like
love that.
That was my thing growing up, right? And that was I couldn't talk about anything else. That was it. But it wasn't until either my junior year or senior year of high school where I really started to realize that, this is who I am. Like, I'm not going to tone it down
for
anybody, or it's about time I started being comfortable with like who I am. And that was all thanks to this drama teacher that I had. His name is Philip Miller. Shout out to Philip Miller. We shout him out on the show a lot.
Philip Miller, we love you.
He's the best.
He's aware of the show?
He's aware of the show. He's aware of like all of it. Like I gotta meet up with him. I was supposed to meet up with him like a couple years ago, but I got like super busy. But like I would love to like have coffee with you, bro. Like it would be nice. Phil, I call him Phil now. But he basically made me realize that I was more than just a statistic, as cliche as it is.
No, it takes that one person.
Yeah, and it's literally one of those like cliche stories where like I thought that I was gonna go to the NBA and get rich and make it out the hood, but he said like you're actually this type of person. You love storytelling. You love acting. Like because we would literally sit at lunch and like before classes and just talk about movies and Broadway and stuff like that all the time. And he opened that up in me. And I've told this story before, but very quickly, have you ever watched High School Musical?
I have not seen High School Musical.
We're going to watch High School Musical. I need to watch High School Musical is like the shit. But in it, Zac Efron, he's the star basketball player in his school. And then he discovers his love for like singing and theater. So the climax of the movie is that he had his callback for a musical and the championship game on the same exact day at the same exact time. So he had to choose which one to do. He finds out how to do both because it's a Disney movie. But
shout out to Disney for that, by the way.
Shout out to
Thank you
Disney.
for always pulling through.
My senior year of high school, I was the captain of the basketball team. And I was also the lead in the play 12 Angry Jurors. And no understudy. I had a basketball game and opening night on the same exact day.
No way.
And it's not a Disney movie. I couldn't do both.
Which one did you choose?
I chose to do the play instead.
That shows you where your heart is.
And that was the big like turning point for my life. Ever since then, I just felt myself not being so much as Juju the basketball player, but Juju the storyteller, right?
That's really beautiful.
So get in college, I focused more on that side of things and things of that sort, and now this is me.
That's so beautiful.
So you saying that it really makes me happy because I don't know how to be anything else, and I know what it's like to feel inconsequential, and I never want to make anyone feel inconsequential, and I don't see the point in...
You're so good at making others feel seen.
Oh.
It's such a beautiful quality.
Thank you. I just want everyone to be able to like celebrate the things that they love, and I'm not gonna suppress that. I've seen what it looks like when people suppress that.
Please don't ever change. Don't become... Don't.
I'm too old to change now.
Stop. I'll be walking by. I'll be like, "Do you remember me?" And you'll be like, "I'm too cool for
Did
school
you just
now."
express fear that I would forget you? What?
I mean, I don't know. You'll see how this industry changes, people.
And I will not forget.
Okay, thank you.
I will not
This
forget.
is a
And listen, we got this on record.
Okay,
like
we're
this moment in time, it's being recorded. I hope you know that.
we have a third person in here that's.
And we have a
Yeah.
witness.
We have a witness.
I'm watching.
Plus, we'll make it a point to like just like hang out and stuff like
Yeah,
that. How about that?
for sure.
You still have to watch High School Musical.
I know it's crazy that I mean, I'm older than you, so I know that
Doesn't
didn't
matter.
hit me.
Doesn't
the
matter.
way
That's why
this
you have
did
people
me.
like me to introduce you to these things, and then you can introduce me to what was the Director Bong movie you told me about?
Oh, Memories of Murder.
Memories of Murder.
Oh my gosh, and Mother. Well, you've seen Mother,
I've
right?
seen Mother. Yeah. See.
Oh my gosh.
So this is what it is.
Well, I I do. I've been doing conventions, which I love.
Conventions are the best.
I love them so much, and
But can I say this before
Yes,
you like get
of
into
course.
it? So I know how you feel about like people online and like those type of
Yeah.
things. And number one, you do have a lot of support online as well,
Thank
and I
you.
see it.
Thank
I'm a
you
part
so
of it.
much. Oh, hopefully.
But on the flip side, nobody be coming to your face at conventions, do they? It's all nothing
no,
but
they're
positivity.
so nice. Oh,
Exactly.
I know.
That's something I want you to hold on to.
Yeah, and I think that the reason that I love... So I had really debilitating OCD and ADHD as a child, and anxiety and depression as a child, and I was so unhappy and so didn't feel seen, kind of what we're talking about. And I saw it, which is so... It seems so bizarre, but I saw Scream in the theater. And it was the first time ever that my brain shut off, and it completely was into the movie. Like, and I loved it so much. I saw it in the theater, I think 7 times, and then I have the whole thing memorized. I mean, I loved it so much, and I remember thinking like, oh, there's some, and then I started watching a lot of scary movies, and I thought like, oh, there's something that I have that I connect with, which I don't know why it happened to be scary movies.
You're like David.
But yeah, and I
David.
and I connected with them so much in a way of like, I felt like, I don't know, like there was something that I knew more than everyone else at school about scary movies. There was something that and I think that Matthew Lillard came into my hometown when I was, I think 14 or 15, and he was doing a convention, and I begged my mother to, and she's like, "You're too young," and I really think that if I would have been able to meet Matthew Lillard, and knowing Matthew Lillard's reputation, I don't know if you know,
He is the sweetest man. I've met him a couple times.
He's incredible. he is.
Fuck Quentin Tarantino for talking shit about him.
Who speaks badly of Matthew
Matthew
Lillard? Like,
of all people.
but also Matthew like kills every role he's in. I mean, it's so
No,
good.
I would say he kills every
He
role that
kills
he's in.
every
I'm trying to
role
think
that
of a
he's
role
in.
That like
No.
even in the bad movies, like
He's so good.
like,
He's
the
such a
shining part of it.
presence. And
Yeah.
so it's like, I don't know what that was. But I think it would have made me feel seen if I would have gotten to meet him. I mean, who knows? But that's what I try to do for people at conventions. So every time I get to go to a convention and meet someone who's a One Piece fan or a Guardians fan or a Superman fan, and they show that, I'm so touched by it, and
Yeah.
it brings me back to that time in my life where I didn't feel seen. And so I want to make sure they feel seen.
I love that. Like,
Yeah.
and, like that, and that's why I love going to conventions, because it's just
It's
a
a
bunch
safe
of people.
space.
It's a safe space. Everyone's passionate about a bunch of
It's
different
so
things.
beautiful.
And they're there to see you, right? Like, they're there to like have a moment because they connect with what you've done so much.
Yeah, it's so
And they're willing to
beautiful.
wait like forever just to like let you know about
I
this.
can't even believe it. I still can't. I'm like, what? Thank you. I
No.
mean, even at the premiere, you know, people. I'm
I was
like,
gonna ask you, how was the premiere for you for that?
incredible. The reason that any of this works is because of the One Piece fans. I mean, they're everything. So I was so. I mean, there were so many times that I got teary-eyed, you know, and was like, how is this my life? You know, and so just so grateful. The whole process. I mean, I have so much gratitude for Chopper and for the One Piece cast, for the One Piece crew. I mean, the crew is incredible.
I gotta say this because, like, as someone who loves One Piece so much, and I always say that the best part about One Piece is the crew, right? It's those characters. It's the ride or die nature. I would start sending you videos that I've made of me talking about just how great the crew is together, just simply that. But you think about like the cast of like Harry Potter, the cast of Lord of the Rings, right? The cast of Percy Jackson now is like one of those crews that I would put up there. Those kids, incredible. But this One Piece cast is just so.
They are such good humans.
They're great. Like every last one of them,
I know.
from top to bottom, right? Like they're so giving and so kind. One of my favorites. We've already talked about this before the cameras went, but Emily and Taz. And stop it.
I'm sorry, but Emily's so I mean, all the girls. Can we take a moment?
Yeah, we can take a moment.
Okay, is that inappropriate if I say that?
The women of One Piece
The women
are
of One Piece,
gorgeous.
they're next level.
Like, I think it's like, I'm trying not to be too passionate about this.
Listen, I'm passionate about it too. I have Monkey D. Luffy. When she says that in the trailer,
Monkey D. Luffy.
Monkey D.
I was like, Robin got an accent? First off.
The women of One Piece are next level.
100%. Anime, live action, wherever you see them, it's almost, and I'm being as level-headed as possible when I say this. It's hard to believe that they're real humans.
I agree.
It's
even
like,
in person, you're like, how are you real?
It's like, how are you like existing?
I agree.
And it's like very similar to like when I met you. It's like, how does someone who looks so good is
That's
still
so nice.
there's like not an air of like, oh yeah, like I know.
Oh,
all this
that's
shit.
so nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's no air of it at all. And then like for equal opportunity, the men.
Yeah, the men are very good looking too.
Like Taz is
and great humans too.
great humans.
They're all great humans.
It's like, how did you find like
Oda-san is so brilliant.
He's so brilliant. Like
in every way.
I think he like has an asshole radar, and he just rebuffed every asshole that possibly could have like gotten
and what's crazy is that he chose people that are very, to me at least, I don't know your interpretation, but are very similar to their characters.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I just see so much of them and their characters or vice versa.
I
like
agree.
it's incredible
Like
how
the one that gets me a lot is Jacob. Jacob is Usopp. Jacob is, and I really want to like think about what I say right here. Is like Jacob and Usopp are different, but they're still the same. Because
heart.
Jacob knows how to. I said Jacob so many times. He knows how to infuse himself, right? Like I said it a lot.
I didn't even notice because I
Oh.
repeat myself so much that I don't.
Yeah. Okay. So we're like-minded in that way, but I just wanted to emphasize, Jacob, you the man. But no,
man.
There's something about his Usopp, because Usopp is probably one of the most consistently animated, wacky out there characters on the crew. He's the cowardly one, so you really have to play that up in an animation sense. So he's like, oh my god, like, oh my god, can't go on that island disease. Oh my god, like he's very all the way out there. Obviously, you can't do that in live action all the time. So Jacob does a good job of grounding cowardice in that, while also this comedic compulsive liar type thing. He's very much like he's trying to be, he's like your friend who's trying to be cool, but he's not cool. He's like, I took out like 20 dudes, man. He's
Jacob's
like
so cool.
He's chill
He's
as hell.
so cool.
So he's so chill, and I just love his portrayal of Usopp. It's very much, I shouldn't be here, bro. Like he's the black friend. That's like, what the fuck am I doing here?
In
like,
the horror movie too.
He's the black friend in a horror movie.
The voice of reason.
He's like, we got a 3-sword dude over here. We got a dude who kicks
What are we doing
dinosaurs.
here?
We got a rubber dude.
Yeah.
You know, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah,
here,
what
man?
am I? Yeah.
And he just plays that. And Usopp is the most human character of the Straw Hats. That's like his whole thing, right? I remember I did this video where I was breaking down Usopp's character, and I was like putting his dreams up against the other Straw Hats' dreams, right? And I was like, all the other Straw Hats' dreams are very easily, I don't want to say easily attainable, but it's easy to measure, right? If Luffy gets to the last island, okay, he's the Pirate King, everybody recognizes that. If Sanji reaches the All Blue, it's right there. He's seen it.
Wow, I didn't think about this.
If Zoro defeats Mihawk, okay, everyone recognizes he is the greatest swordsman in the world. With Usopp, the only person that can believe that Usopp is the bravest warrior is Usopp himself. Like, if other people tell him that he's brave, he could just be like, if I don't think that, I don't believe it, right? And for a character whose main quality is that he lies, the last thing he wants to do is lie to himself, right? So when it comes to when you pit his dream up against the other ones, his is the only dream that's actually built off of self-worth. And that's the most human trait of all the Straw Hats. He's like, I want to be able to stand with my friends, and I want to be able to recognize that I'm a brave person.
On my own.
You know?
That's so, yes.
So I love that, especially in season 2, and especially I believe it's whichever episode is Little Guard. I want to say that's 3. I want to say that's it's 4. Is it 4? Because episode 1 is Loketown. Episode 2 is the Laboon episode.
Oh my gosh, that whale had me.
Brooke's my favorite Straw Hat, by the way. And that whale and Laboon and like Laboon and Brooke and all.
Gosh,
On,
I lost my mind. I
on,
was not prepared for that whale.
And you know what's funny is that so bless her heart, my girlfriend and anybody that like is getting into One Piece for my sake is there.
She's getting into One Piece for you?
She's getting into
That's
One
a
Piece.
keeper.
She's watching it. Listen.
That's really sweet.
I'm like, hey, we got to stay together now because we're
so
doing
sweet.
that. And so she's past the Laboon arc. I think she's past Alabasta at this point. And she was watching the show with me, and she was like, wait, Laboon and Brooke are connected? And I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of a spoiler. Yes, they are connected. And now she's realizing why Brooke is like my favorite Straw Hat, because like his whole dream is he just wants to get back to Laboon. And I'm like,
you're destroying me right
and
now.
I'm just like,
oh my gosh,
it's the best. It's the best. So that episode is one of my favorite episodes. The Whiskey Peak episode is one of my favorite episodes because Zoro's fight
is so cool. He's so good. It's so good.
How cool is it that his father was in Kill Bill as a Hanzo, right? And then McKinyu, the son, is doing a Crazy 88 Kill Bill type of fight.
I until you just said that, I didn't even.
There you go.
You learn something new every day.
And look at that.
That's amazing.
And I hope to talk to McKinyu about. We talked a little bit about that scene at the premiere, but since it was the premiere, everyone's being pushed here, pushed there. I was like, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. And then we didn't do it the next day. So now we were both just kind of like, we need to.
I'm sure you will.
We will.
I'm sure
we will at one point. But yeah, that right there is great. But episode 7, that is like a Tim Burton episode.
Oh.
It's like Tim Burton directed it. It's whimsical. It's heartbreaking.
How about Dr. Hiriluk?
Dr. Hiriluk. Mark is phenomenal.
It's insane.
I'm gonna just put it out there. I think he should be up for an Emmy for best guest appearance.
I 1,000% agree.
I think so.
He is so good.
Yeah, he really does like bring that paternal, but kooky, like quacky, like character, but always has that air of he has gravitas to him.
Oh my gosh, it was so acting off of him, even though it was just on screen, it was so easy, just to lose. I mean, because he's so incredible.
So now I gotta see the scene where he shuts you out on the door as he's like pulling a old Yeller, get out of here, get out of here.
No, man, that scene was...
I know you were actually like tearing up at the performance, which contributed to your performance as Chopper.
Yeah, no, I you can hear my voice cracking many of times, I think, in that. Yeah, that was it was a tough scene, but also I loved doing it. But it was really... It was a gut punch.
Listen, as someone who, again, I've read it, I've seen it in the anime, and I told this to the cast, I feel like both seasons have a scene that is such a pivotal, like, landmark scene of One Piece that is like, this is what we're waiting to get nailed, right? Like, everything else is great, it's cool, we're looking at it, we're like, okay, they're doing great, but we're always thinking, like, this scene needs to hit. The first season was Nami's Luffy Help Me scene.
Oh, man. That destroyed me.
Destroys. And that's the scene I always tell people, like, that's the scene that usually locks people into One Piece. That's when One Piece just hooks us in you and it's not letting go. Right?
Oh, my gosh.
And Emily's great. She murders it, right?
Yeah, she's so good.
Season 2 is Hiriluk's When Does a Man Die scene.
Oh my gosh. And I was in, bawling off that for real and screaming.
Same.
And like, he's just absolutely phenomenal.
Yes. And it's so funny, like, to see something, and you've already seen it in so many different ways. And I've seen that scene portrayed in edits on TikTok and like on YouTube, and like sometimes I just go back to that scene just to like watch it. I was thinking about getting that tattooed on me somewhere.
Oh, that's cool.
I was thinking about it, and to see it in live action, and like I never go into something with this like, okay, live up, impress me. But I'm sitting on this couch and I'm seeing Mark put in this like fantastic performance, and then like I forgot that like for a second that I was already privy to what was about to happen because I was so locked in.
You were so invested
in it. I was so
invested
that I forgot that I had
incredible.
Seen it. And so once he says the line like, when does a man die? Then I start going, oh, wait, it's happening. And to see Chopper's reaction just trying to get there, and don't worry, Chopper, I've had a good life. And I just...
When he thanks Chopper, I just... it's heavy. It's very heavy.
This is something I want our listeners to talk about, because adaptation is hard. And whether you're a fan who thinks like it should be a one-to-one and just leave it at that, or you want something completely different, or you want something in the middle, I think this is a worthy conversation to have. And we've had this conversation at the premiere when it came to the final scene with Chopper on the boat with the cherry blossoms and crying, right? And I told you that I prefer the anime version, right? But you revealed to me that you tried the anime version.
We tried all different. I'm not sure which one you got, because we tried so many different versions for that scene, and whatever Oda-san wants is the final. So whatever he thinks is the right fit, we end up going with, and Netflix ends up going with. And I don't know, because there are so many different variations that we did, which one you've seen, or which one they chose.
I could try and act it out for you, but I don't think I'll do you justice.
Well, we did so many, so I don't know what they put in there.
Okay.
But whatever they ended up choosing, all I can say is that was Oda-san's call.
But here's the thing, I'm not... Well, I told you this before. Like, I don't think it's a bad choice, right? Cause
it's just different.
It's different, right? And I feel like the anime, you could only do that in an anime.
Yeah, right? Well, I think that's something that we were faced with as well, is because in the anime, I think Chopper's very, like, he can lose his temper and scream and, like, scream cry. And there's a really delicate balance to doing that in live action, because you can only see that so much before you're like, this is too much.
And that's what I want people who are listening, who are like so obsessive and anal about like one-to-one adaptation.
Yes,
it's like
that
you may get what you want, but it's not going to play well on screen.
Yeah, and I think that's why we tried that version so many times of the but it is, yeah, it's just such a delicate balance to see, you know, when you're seeing Chopper screaming in an anime, it's not as necessarily like it's cute or appealing or whatever, but then you see it in a live action and you could be like, whoa, that did not hit.
Exactly.
So that's why, you know, everything has gone. We really worked hard on that scene to make it.
I still love the scene, and I was still crying with Chopper.
Well, let's see which
happened.
one it is. It might be it might end up being one that you do like, but I know that we tried everything so that, because, you know, at the end of the day, we want the fans to be happy, but we also want new people coming in to see it and not get like, be like, oh, that was too much. So it's a very delicate balance that we rode the line on.
The way I see it is it's a translation, right? And you know, you hear this all the time when it comes to anime, dub or sub. Like, which one do you like, dub or sub? Both of them are great, and I watch both. Like,
oh, you do? I was gonna ask you.
I watch both. Like I caught up when I was like doing my rewatch. I caught up all the way to when it was no English, there was no dub, and so I started watching sub. Not a problem, easy. But whenever they release the English dub, I go back and watch it.
Oh gosh,
because it's a different experience.
Really?
Right?
Is it that?
It is.
Different?
Like, some of the words are different. Some of the inflections are different. Like, some of the moments just feel different. Like, for instance, I don't want to spoil too much of the story for you, but it's one of the recent episodes where Luffy defeats a villain called Kaido, and it's a moment where he's like, you know, he has this gigantic fist and he's literally punching like a dragon. And Kaido asks him, like, what type of world do you want to make? And Luffy, it's like this very like awesome thing where he says, like, I want a world where my friends can eat as much as they want, and where they can they can eat as much as they want. And that's what he says. I want a world where they can eat as much as they want. And it's super impactful. And in the moment, I'm tearing up and I was like, wow, that was really awesome. When I found out they did the English dub, went back, watched that moment in English.
Oh, you're saying that he was saying, I want a world where they can eat as much as they want because of people don't have enough food?
Yes.
Oh, I'm thinking that he's like being like Luffy.
This is an
that's so
arc
beautiful.
where like the villain literally, like, there's like people are starving and dying of starvation and things of that sort. And what he wants simply is for people to eat and be able to smile. So, like I said, in that sub, he says, I want a world where people can like eat as much as they want. I think that's like a rough translation. In the English dub, like the way like, and Colleen Klinkenberg is just so great. It's like Luffy when she says, I want a world where my friends can smile, and then there's a pause, and you see all the characters smiling, and eat as much as they want, and then it just feels different. It feels, and it's not like, I don't want to say one's better or one's
they're just different.
They're just different, and it's like, I just like that moment specifically in English more than the Japanese thing. And there's some moments that I like in Japanese better than what they did in English. Like, me and Emily were talking about this, and I was really shocked I'm really shocked that you said this. But Robin has a moment, which is, bar none, probably one of the top 3 most iconic moments in all of One Piece. I'm not going to spoil what it is. All I will say is that she simply says, I want to live. When she says that, both versions sound incredible, but I prefer the English version because there is a guttural desperation that I connect to in that English version, and it's something that it's the culmination of where Robin's character arc has been leading to for a while, right? From where we're introduced to this is where Robin becomes a different character. It's that declaration that she wants to live. And so, as much as I felt it and still feel it in the Japanese like subtitle, the English dub just like it hits like right here.
Wow.
Right?
And Emily says the opposite?
Emily likes the sub better. And when I told her I liked the dub, she was shocked. She was like, "What?" It was like one of those Spider-Man memes where we're like, "You like this?" I'm like, "You like this?" It was that. And she said, "I'm gonna have to revisit." Yeah. Emily, you should. But like, so the way I see, like, there's a lot of stuff that's happening with Chopper in the live action that I dig than the anime.
Oh,
right?
really?
I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass. And a lot of people think I'm probably like glazing because you're sitting right here, but I'm dead ass. So,
Glazing?
glazing.
What?
It's what the kids say.
Oh, okay.
It's basically like I'm just like, how can I? What's the other? What was
I just
glazing
am gonna
meaning
sink
before?
into my chair that I didn't know. I was like,
It
glazing.
it sounds exactly how you think it sounds. It just means like, oh, you're praising too much, or like you're just like, you
okay.
know, it's like
I'm gonna use that now.
glazing, yeah.
She was just glazing. Can I use that now?
Okay, that rolled off the tongue really well.
Great.
That was good. But no, like I'm dead ass serious. Like I've been on record when it comes to live action One Piece. I think that McKinney as Zoro has a moment that's better than Zoro in the anime as well. But to stay on Chopper, I like that Chopper's humanity appears a lot more. It's a Chopper. I told you this. It's a Chopper that I miss. Right? Because I feel that the anime Chopper, as of right now, is more or less just a cute mascot.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's great. But
He's great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's great. I still love Chopper a lot, and he had a really great moment in Wano. So great shit, right? But he's more or less a mascot. He's like the cute character. But in the live action, I love that he is just like, I just want to have love. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Like there's this like vulnerability to him. There's like this is the type of Chopper that I miss.
Yeah.
And it's a Chopper that, and I don't want to influence your performance. It's one that I want to see like move forward, right? Like because he is someone who is, as you know, very smart. He's a child, but he is very smart, and sometimes he has to be reminded that he is so capable on this crew. The role of doctor is so important on this crew, especially when you're dealing with someone like Luffy, who's gonna need a doctor, right?
Yeah.
When you need something like Zoro's gonna need everyone's gonna need a doctor. So I love this version of Chopper so much, and watching him, it reminded me of when I first saw him.
Really?
It reminded me of when I first saw him. And I was like, this show just continues to give me characters. And I'm going on a little bit of a tangent here. I'm all over the place, but I just love this thing so much. The live action does a really great job of taking ideas and even characters and like introducing them early because we don't have 500, 600 episodes to like really flesh that out and really make you feel that impact. So sometimes you're going to need like a straight bullet to the brain, like this is what it is. And I feel like, you know, we've seen that with characters like Bartolomeo, the green hair guy. We've seen that with Brooke, who's my favorite Straw Hat. But with Chopper and Zoro specifically, those two characters, they seem a little bit more human than they do. Because Zoro's I'm going to tell you another one. He's an aura farmer. He's just there to look cool a lot of times.
Oh.
Like, Zoro's a very consistent character in the anime and the manga. He's very consistent. He is stalwart, he's loyal, he is not afraid to like put Luffy to task and say these type of things, but he's also very badass and all these, you know. But I feel like those stories like save the big moments, like the big fights for any type of growth, whereas like the live action, we have to these characters are growing episode to episode, right? And I feel like in those two episodes with Chopper, I feel his growth. In those episodes with Zoro, I feel his growth. Like there's an episode, I believe it's the Whiskey Peak episode, where Zoro, like, we got to see inside Zoro's mind, and he's talking to Mihawk, right? And it's like, of course he would be talking. That's the guy he has to surpass. So he would be the doubt saying, like, oh, if you can't defeat these guys, you'll never get to me. And I like that he's literally sitting there, and there's this moment with him and Luffy, which we really don't see a lot of in the anime. Again, anime is my favorite thing. I'm not talking down on it. But in the anime, Luffy just has, like, oh, Zoro, you got this. Like, you got this. It's all good. But we never get moments of, like, Zoro sitting there,
right?
being vulnerable, and Luffy coming over to him and saying, what's going on? We don't get that. And that's where I say that the live action,
they're so good. I mean, the behind the scenes, everybody behind the scenes is so wants to honor the fans so much and loves the fans so much. And I think that shows too. Yeah. In everything that they do. They have so much respect for the One Piece fans that they're constantly trying to, you know, it's like almost like a love story to them. Yes. It feels like
it feels like that.
And so I think that they do an incredible job of that. The cast does an incredible job of that. the behind the scenes crew, the directors, the showrunner the showrunners have so much love and passion, and I feel like that you see that in what they do. The producers, Tomorrow Studios, I mean, everybody really loves this show and wants it to work and wants to show the fans and new fans, how beautiful the story is and how impactful it is. So to be a part of something like that is incredible.
I'm happy you're a part of it. Like, I really am. I want more Chopper. Obviously, we're going to get a lot of Chopper in season 3 because he's a permanent fixture of the crew.
Yeah.
And you're a permanent fixture of the crew. I want everybody
crazy.
to take a good look at this face. Look at her face. This is the face that you're going to be saying a lot to. You're going to be cheering for.
Thank you.
Again, like, you embody Chopper so well just from your personality. Your personality feels like Chopper. Like, when I saw you, you were like, did I do good?
Remember when you text me?
Yeah,
when you were watching it, and
I
was so nervous. I was like, please, did you like it? Is it okay? I'm still so nervous. I mean, we have it. I mean, once this airs, it'll already be out, and hopefully people. Hopefully, we don't know.
Yeah, I
hope so.
Personally, I think you have nothing to worry about. Obviously, we don't know what fans will think. Like, I've already put my thoughts on the record very clear.
Thank you. It means so much.
Yeah, I also want people to, like, let's talk about this really quick, because Chopper obviously has, like, a lot of forms.
Oh, yes. Which they didn't tell me about that until we're into filming, and they're like, by the way, you also get really large and monster-like. And
you're like, what?
And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, you become Big Chopper and Heavy Point Chopper. And I was like, my little voice becomes what? And they're like, yes, you become Heavy Point. And that was we really tried a lot of things with that too.
Yeah. Oh, see, now I want to spoil something for you, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'm not going to. Actually, it's research.
That he has so many forms?
He has
I
a
know.
lot of forms.
Oh, I know.
I know
now.
So you've seen his, like, gigantic
I know
monster.
now.
So I'm really excited to, like, hear, like, your voice, but with, like, the monster effect on it.
Yeah. Well,
that would be very
even
easy.
playing Heavy Point Chopper.
Yeah, like, how does your voice adapt to playing heavy voice?
I've lost my voice so many times.
Really?
Yes, and Stephen Welke is one of the producers. It was so wonderful to me because he would, I tried to do, the tricky thing with this season, which we're doing it differently in season 3, but for this season, I had to match Gavin, who plays
the
Heavy Point, who's wonderful, his lips. So I had to match what he was saying, but in my voice, which was so hard because we speak differently.
Right.
And so, and it had to be exact, and I also had to have the physicality of bringing something to Heavy Point Chopper. I think that was harder than playing Chopper. Playing Chopper
is you. Like,
it feels more. I never felt with Chopper like I'm going in and like this is taking so much work. I went in every day like I can't wait. I'm healing and the inner child in me, and it was like I was just so grateful. I am so grateful for this job every single day. But Heavy Point, that was a whole. I was like, I can't do this. I suck. Like, what am I doing? And Steven and the crew was like, no, keep going. You can do it. And I'd lose my voice, and he'd hear my voice crack and go, let's rest your voice, and we'll try it again. Because I didn't. That was all so new to me. But for this next season, Gavin and I got to meet and. He's gonna go more off the like
vocal?
And my cadence and so he's gonna go more off my performance.
Got it.
Which I think will help and make it feel. Although people are loving online the stuff that they've seen of Heavy Point, which I love. I'm like, that's amazing.
I like that a lot.
Makes me so happy.
I was very curious how that was gonna come to, because I was like, okay, Little Chopper, obviously, that's a feat in of itself to like bring him to life.
Yeah.
But he is gonna change forms, and then like as we get further along to the story, multiple multiple forms.
Yeah,
And so like I'm curious to see like exactly how your voice adapts to like each
I'm
one.
curious. Listen, I'm curious to see it too. I have no idea how it's gonna do. I have no idea what's gonna.
You got time.
What's gonna come from it? It's gonna be a journey, and I'm so excited. We'll see.
I mean, I'm excited too. Again,
yeah. What did you think of the heavy point voice?
I liked the heavy point. I did. It was just, I will say, like it did feel like the matching didn't always.
It was hard. It was really challenging.
Yeah, but again, like it wasn't so much where it like 100% took me out of it, because again, the world of One Piece is like so weird and so wacky already, so I can like plausibly believe like that this giant thing had this kid's voice coming out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I tried so many different things. I tried to do it just as Chopper. I think what was the hardest part was the cadence of matching Gavin, because matching another person, you know, their lips and the way that they speak is really hard when you're trying to. I can't even do it myself when I edit my own videos. Yeah, when you're and when I'm trying to embody this big heavy point, but I also have to do it as fast as Gavin said it or as slow as Gavin said it. That was tricky.
Yeah.
So like I said, we're doing it differently in season 3. So I mean, and flowers to Gavin, and
Gavin's great. He brings like a great physicality to the role, especially since like he's working with Taz, and like they're both, the way they work in tandem, and like I was like, wow, like this Chopper's big, but he's moving very smoothly. That can't be easy to do, and all that like makeup and everything.
And Nakoni too. She's on set, the on-set proxy for Chopper, and you know, she's getting the reactions out of the cast that are like it all goes together. Like it's the VFX. There's so much work that goes into Chopper, and I just like I hope everyone gets their flowers in that way for it, because they've all worked so hard.
Well, that's what this podcast is for.
Yes,
to give them these flowers. That all of you deserve it, because you know, obviously when the first season like hits, there's always like trepidation when it comes to animated to live action adaptations, and thankfully One Piece has broken that curse. But once the first season ended, there was just kind of like Chopper's next season, y'all.
Oh, really?
There was like Chopper's coming next season, right? Like, so everyone was already anticipating like, how is that going to work?
Oh, I saw online people were like, I thought it was going to be The Rock. I thought it was going to be...
There was a joke about The Rock.
Oh my gosh, and
Chopper.
I was like, wow, we don't sound similar at all, so sorry, guys.
I think nobody was serious. I don't think anyone was like serious.
Danny DeVito? That. Somebody said, like, I thought it was going to be Danny DeVito.
None of that was serious.
Like, there were so many Chris Pratt I saw.
Chris Pratt was like going through that thing where he was voicing everything. Because he was Mario, and then he was in the Lego movie, and then he was in something else as well. But he was basically like Garfield. He was also Garfield. Oh. So that was around that time where he was like, oh, Chris Pratt's just going to voice everything.
Well, I was seeing, because I'm like a little creeper on TikTok. I need to get off TikTok because I just like read people's comments. But I had already booked Chopper, but I was seeing.
But you're still seeing everyone.
I was seeing what people were saying before they knew. Oh. And they were like, it's got to be The Rock. It's got to be, you know, and I was like, oh man, when they find out that it's a woman, they are going to lose their shit. Like, this is not going to be good.
Honestly, there should be I do think there should be like a little piece of content where The Rock is Chopper.
That would be so funny.
Like, I don't know.
That would be so funny.
Have you ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender?
No, I need to watch it.
Okay, so one of the funniest jokes in the whole show is that you have Toph, who's like the toughest and coolest character in the show. But she's like, I'm probably going to get her age wrong, but she's like a 9-year-old blind girl, right? She's 9 years old, she's blind, but she's the most badass fucking character, like, ever, right? And towards the end of the series, right before the big 4-episode finale, they go to a play where it's basically like a recap of like everything that's happened in the show thus far. And all the characters are upset because their characters are like misrepresenting them. Like Aang is a girl, and like, you know, Sokka's just like joking around about meat all the time. They're just all super mad. Like, that's not how I act. And then Toph shows up, and it's this big buff guy.
Oh, that's so funny.
And she goes, and she's blind, so she's just listening. She goes, I sound like a guy, a big
funny.
Buff man. And they go, oh, it doesn't feel good, does it? And she goes, no, that's awesome.
Oh, she loves it.
She loves it.
Oh, that's so
She's
cute.
like, that's so perfect. And so I think like there could be something similar with like you and The Rock.
That would
and
be so
like,
funny.
Maybe
Netflix, get on that.
Your
That would
voice
be
comes out of The
hilarious.
Rock.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, I see. The actor that you had on from Sinners that you
Omar.
when
Omar
you
He could be
suggested
Heavy
him.
Point Chopper.
No, the one that we talked about at the premiere that you had said there's a certain role that you wanted him for.
Oh, Jack. Jack.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly.
I don't know if I'm like allowed to say how cool that like.
Say it. Say it.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
but I don't know what their plans are. Or what, but that it would be so cool. I mean, he's so talented.
Listen, Jack.
I love that you in every interview you're telling people about One Piece and you're spreading the what I'm like keep going, please. I love it so much.
I am just your humble nerd.
And you have not met Oda.
I've not met Oda,
you
no.
need. We're manifesting it.
Yeah, so you haven't met Oda either.
I have not.
Okay.
Which is crazy,
we
right?
need to go on this journey.
We
need to go on this journey.
yeah. I mean,
Oda, hi, buddy. My name is Straw Hat Goofy. I love you.
Oh my gosh, I
and
love that you just.
I would love to meet you one day. That's my One Piece. That is my One Piece. So, y'all, if you want, I'm right here, or I could go there. Just let me know. Just.
That's so sweet.
I really would like to meet him. Like that would be so.
He's a
great.
legend. I'm supposed to very soon, and I cannot wait. And I'm so grateful to him, and I'm so grateful that he saw something. I mean, he was like, "That's Chopper," which is crazy.
And just by that stamp of approval, like a lot, like if anybody had any doubts, immediately put to bed. Like, and I see that a lot. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but whenever someone tries to criticize the cast and like their casting or whatever, the number one response that comes up, well, Oda picked them, so
oh, good.
you're gonna have to deal with it. That's like the number one go-to.
Guys, please don't be mean.
Like,
I'm not. I don't.
Listen,
my heart can't take it.
I think you're fine. I think it's when Charithra got cast, that's something that like made me upset because she is, brown skinned woman. Vivi.
That is why people were upset.
Oh yeah.
I can't even hear that.
Yeah.
It
was like the too woke like media quote unquote. It was too gross.
The second they see her in that role, though, everything will disappear because her talent is. I mean, she is the character.
She is undeniable. I feel like everyone cast is just
every single Del Smelchin, like.
I want to talk about David real quick.
Oh, can we talk about David? I've known David forever.
So David's been a really good friend of mine for a few years now, and he was one of our first guests on this podcast.
I didn't know he was one of the and Eddie was on here too, correct?
He was.
Eddie is a very dear friend of mine.
I love Eddie.
Talk about a talent.
Liz, I've been following Eddie for so long, and I'm so glad that like he has his like Mr. Terrific.
He's in everything. Yeah. He doesn't. He's like Del Smelchin.
He's a
like
killer.
He's
a killer.
He's that guy who's solid in everything.
And everything that you watch them in, you're like, I know that they are going to deliver so well that I just you get excited when they're on screen.
Yeah.
I mean, he's.
Plus, I just want to train with him.
With Eddie?
Yeah.
Paulo is by the way, our shout out to Paulo.
Paulo?
Paulo was supposed to come to the One Piece premiere, but he couldn't. But Paulo is who trained Superman. He still trains Superman and trains Nicholas Hoult and trains everyone and is a dear friend and started it was my first time in a gym and Paulo started training me and.
Wait, your first time in a gym?
Yeah, because I was scared. I think I just was like.
So you've never been in the gym before?
No, I was very insecure about it, and so I just didn't know. It's so funny when I first trained with Paulo, I was like, "Do I have the right shoes? I don't know if these are correct." And he was like, "They're shoes. What do you mean?" I was like,
"What does one wear to the gym?"
But I didn't know, and but yeah, he trained Eddie, and Eddie looks incredible. I mean, he trained Superman and. Okay. David looks incredible.
Yeah,
and,
I don't know how much
Nick.
he costs, but put me in touch with Paulo.
He's so great. He's incredible. I mean, the transformation of David was.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. David is so fucking nice too. Again, he's another.
David is Superman.
He's Superman, like walking on Earth.
It's so crazy.
Like walking on Earth.
Right. It's crazy.
The thing about David is like I started to I started to peep David at first in Pearl. And I remember seeing him and going, damn, he looks like Superman. Like he has like a Superman like
He
type
really
of quality.
does.
Not to mention like there's a farm in the movie, so I was just kind of
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, he's definitely got a. Yeah, I think he gets killed by a pitchfork actually in that movie.
Oh,
Sorry if I
wow.
spoiled it.
No, it's okay.
But I was like, damn, he has like a real Superman feel. Then he gets cast as Superman, and then he gets even bigger. And I said like, well, shit, he is.
Another thing about the Superman cast is they're all also so wonderful, and I mean you got to be around them.
I got to be
and
around it, Rachel and
Rachel's
David and Nicholas.
I love her with everything. Rachel gave me so much confidence in my life and who I am as an actor and everything. I love Rachel so much.
I love Rachel and Marvelous Miss Maisel.
She
So when she was cast, I said this is probably the best Lois Lane that we could have ever gotten.
She did such a good job. She is such a beautiful human that needs to win always, because I'm always going to be Rachel's biggest fan.
Yeah.
She's just wonderful, and Skylar is they're all, that cast was also really great.
I think
people.
like from top to bottom, like even the Lex Luthor henchmen were just so perfectly, like I like how everyone got their little moments to like
Completely
to shine and show
yeah,
off,
Stevie
you know?
Blackheart, like that. That is a really wonderful cast as well. I'm sorry, so off topic.
No, it's all about you. So like this, you know, you did Superman. Like, come on, like that's a big.
I'm
thing.
wearing my Cat Grant. I think these are my Cat Grant.
Those might be your Cat Grant.
They were my glasses in the movie, and I never got them back. But I think I had double, so I don't. I think they are my.
Yeah, you
my Cat Grant.
You like with. I'm gonna talk about the wig in Cat Grant because like I didn't know it was a wig for a minute. I thought that was a wig, right?
That was a wig, yes.
You rocked it.
Oh, thank you so
like,
much.
you just
Well, the wig was. I had gone there early to try on the wig, and then I don't know what happened, but the day of filming, the wig didn't look like how it did when I showed James.
What?
And I got to set, and James was like, "What is that?"
What is that?
And you know, I was just so happy to be there. I'm like,
hey.
I'm like, I'm in the Daily Planet. Like this is, you know. And he's like, go back into the trailer, and we need to. What is that? So the wig had its own, you know, issues, but it actually, I think, ended up working in my benefit because it stood out so much.
Yeah.
Right? It was so.
It stood out. Like it really did.
Yeah,
That's why I said we have to talk about the wig. Because,
it did. It stood out.
It felt. I don't want to say it felt like a character in and of itself, because that means.
But
it
kind of was. It kind of was.
A little bit. Like
God bless that wig.
Whenever you appeared on screen, I would say like, Rachel, pay attention to her. She's trying to tell you about her day.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
Like I was like, come on, like she sounds like she. But you could have very easily have been just kind of like ditzy blonde dummy dumb girl. But I just love how your character just kind of like balances the scene. Like I can't remember the actor's name, but he's like the very like abrasive guy who comes in.
Steve Lombard.
Yeah,
Beck Bennett.
I love how you guys bounced off each other. Yeah. Like it just felt. Everything about that movie just is so well characterized, and I feel like Cat Grant is very well characterized.
Yeah.
Whereas like you may not be in the movie for like a long time.
No.
But it's an impression to where it's like you're part of the Daily Planet.
Oh yeah, James did a really, really great job with that, and the people that created me, you know, in the comics, I've gotten to meet, and they were so proud of it too, which made me even more like, this is insane. It felt so good. You saw the first season, right?
I saw the first season of Beef. So let's talk about it. Like, so wait, when does Beef come out again?
Beef comes out April 16th.
Okay.
Yes.
That's really close too.
I know.
And I don't think we've gotten a trailer yet, have we?
No, we get our first teaser trailer this Thursday. So yeah, I know. I'm losing my mind, excited.
I am so excited. Can you talk to me about your character in Beef, like where she comes in?
Yeah, Ava is one of the. So it's based off two couples, Carrie Mulligan, Oscar Isaac, Kaylee Spaney, and Charles Melton, and they're all at this country club, and it's kind of showing two different couples and the differences between younger love and older love, and the dynamics there. And Ava is one of the members at the country club, and she is a disaster of a human being in the best way. She's like, Ava is in her own world at all times. And so I shouldn't say disaster. She's just very not, but the cool thing about Beef is you think one way about a character, and then you kind of
further we go along,
you see more what is underneath,
you
and
start to gain empathy behind the beefers.
That's what I think. That's what the showrunner does so well, is he creates these characters that at first you're like, I would never understand where they're coming from.
Right.
And then he peels off the layers of them and you're like, oh, I love them. And that's the thing about life too, that I need, like that first season, if there's anything that it like taught me, which it was a lot, was that you don't know what someone's going through until you're completely in their like you have no idea, and it's so easy to judge them right off the bat, or judge their situation, or people can have bad days, and they do all the time, and you have no idea. And I do think that show does such a good job of showing you that.
It shows like it's so easy to like fall into the
trap of that.
Like the escalation in that show. It's like it's all made off of small decisions. Yeah,
because
right?
and we're all human, and we're doing the best that we can every single day, and it to me, that show does a really good job of showing that, and that don't be too quick to judge, because you don't know what's going on.
Just have a little empathy for what people.
Can we just have empathy all around more, please? in the world right now, I feel like that's something that we're really missing.
Benefit of the doubt, like empathy, like it's okay to kind of like hold people accountable for like things that they do wrong. But at the same time, like understanding why they did what they did.
Yes, and where they're coming from, instead of being so quick to be like, and that's a lesson for myself too. I'm so quick to be like I have road rage like so bad.
I try to keep mine in check.
I feel like maybe it's because I'm so little, and then I get in my
you got a little
SUV, and I get in there, and I'm like, all my anger from everything, because I don't feel like I can have it, just explodes in my car. Same with on the phone. On the phone, if I can't be face to face with someone, there's something about me, like, I think it's being little, of like, well, I mean, that's probably just an excuse that I'm using, but
session right here, we're realizing maybe it's small stature.
Maybe it is that I get so like angry.
Hey, you may be small, but you are enough.
Thank you.
I just want you to know that.
Thank you so much.
You have a lot to offer the world.
Thank you.
And your heart is big.
I have a big heart. I may be small, but
you have a super big heart.
These affirmations.
I do words of affirmation. I need to I
start doing that more.
It works. Yeah. And something that I did too was I put because I'm so hard on myself, I put a baby picture of myself in the bathroom mirror, because I have really bad self-talk, okay. And would I say the stuff I'm saying to myself to little Michaela? Okay, no. I'd want to make little Michaela feel safe and loved.
Wow.
You guys should do that.
On the bad self-talk.
What is that?
It's not a lack of confidence, right? There's something about a lack of deserving.
Like self-worth, or like,
right, and then the foreboding joy of good things happening and then being taken away.
What is that?
I know, that's why I was like, I see you.
Always. I have that a lot. Like, I tell people this all the time, and I have to have Idris Elba set me straight.
Oh my gosh, well, that's a great person to, wow.
Like legitimately, like because I asked him the question, do you still feel like you're the underdog sometimes? And it's like, he's Idris Elba, like, but I wanted to know, because like sometimes it's good to know if people at the top even feel like a little sense of whatever. And so he says like, oh yeah, all the time. He was like, that's what like helps me like, get out of bed. Like everyone likes an underdog story, and like I want to feel like I overcame something. And so, he and I were just kind of agreeing, and then I just kind of like casually told him, I was like, bro, like, I know this whole social media thing is fleeting, and like I'm just like trying to like enjoy myself while I'm here. And he says, no.
Yeah.
He looked at me, he said, no, you built what you built because you're good at what you do. And like you worked for this. So like
That's
you need
amazing.
to like enjoy that.
That's
and
true.
I was like,
we don't take the wins. Why? What it like
always wait for that other shoe to drop.
What is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's because things have happened to us where like we have experienced great loss, and
But to be an artist too, like
I mean, that's
I
what
think
it is.
I think that to be an artist, you have to have. I mean, this is so controversial, I'm sure to say, but there has to be some serious drama there. That you know, that to me, I mean, I am not. I don't really have anyone in my life that hasn't had some significant trauma, because I think that builds so much character, and it's just, I mean, and maybe that's why Chopper, to me, bringing it back, was I immediately connected with him and felt so seen by him, and I wanted to make him feel seen at the same time. And Wyatt, it's helped heal a part of, you know, my inner child. But I think that all the very interesting people in this world have gone through some shit, and it's the way that you go through shit, and it's not like gone through some shit and then life's a breeze, because it's not.
No, it's
life
not.
Is like
you're constantly working after that.
You're constantly trying to evolve and you know, be better, and you know, you're doing the best that you can with this consciousness that you've been given. And did I just say that right? Consciousness?
Yeah, you did. Believe in yourself. You did that.
Yes, got to. You're right. Yeah, I think that we're just all doing the best that we can.
I think you're doing pretty great.
Thank you so much.
I really do.
I'm so grateful you had me on this.
I'm so grateful that you were here. Like, seriously, thank you. And we need to do this more often.
I 1,000% agree. Maybe for beef.
For beef.
For beef.
Let's do it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Get Wrecked with Straw Hat Goofy. It's not very often I get to geek out about One Piece, but I am cherishing this moment, as I always do. Remember, check out this podcast wherever you listen or watch your podcast, whether that's YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio. That's the one you should be listening to it on. And as always, if you like talking about movies, can I be your movie guy?